All right, folks. Who's chairing this meeting? Hear me?
Yes, that was my question, since this is a new silk.
Darnice is in the hospital.
My niece is on the phone.
Oh, she is great. Great, then she is.
And does everyone have an agenda, or should we put that up or go over that?
Not much of an agenda, but
I got the agenda.
The agenda is first is a welcome discussion of finalizing the
venue.
venue and a discussion for transitioning, and then finalizing the flyer. Congratulations and welcome to everyone who's on the new silk. And Darnice, I wanted to thank you for everything you've done for the getting the venue together. I got a copy. I think everyone got a copy of the sales proposal and that banquet event order that you signed. Is there anything else to be finalized?
So Yvonne, do you still chair?
No, you asked the question and I asked the question. I just said, I just stepped up. So, and I said Darnice is on the line.
You didn't give her a chance to say anything though.
Can I just say, and then I'm going to step back because I am not appointed to the Silk. I'm a public person attending your meeting. But if I could suggest that perhaps the Silk would like to start by electing officers, because I will point out that the grant that pays Darnice Henry Bush as the executive director of the Silk, and Richard would understand this one as a director of a nonprofit, is supervised by the Silk. She is not in charge of the Silk. So the Silk is like her board. And
Yes.
And according to the grant, the Silk Executive Committee supervises Darnice. And so we need officers and an executive committee. And well, you all need, because like I said, I'm just a member of the public. So after this, I'll mute myself and go back to being a member of the public. But I would like to suggest, which is what we did with the SRC. I want to congratulate everyone and thank everyone for their willingness to serve on the Silk. I'm so happy that we have legally appointed members of a Silk. And I look forward to working with you all. As I said, I'm not a member. Dr. Johnson is here. He's the DDS representative here on the Silk. But I would suggest that perhaps we could start, or you could start with electing members, and whoever's elected chair could step in and move forward. And with that, I will go on mute until we have the part in the agenda where it says public comment. I'll do my best to do that. I might enter some things in the chat.
Thank you, Andrew. That was my intent. But are there people here who would like to nominate? I'm not trying to do anything, but you have to have some order to nominate or to be part of the
How many people do we have in attendance?
12.
12. Okay. Can we take a roll call? See who's here. Because I can't tell.
Dr. Raymond Johnson here for RSA.
Okay, let's have people call out their name or something like that.
Kathy Fleming with the Center for Independent Living.
Robin Mendes New from the DC Center Independent Living.
Kenya Pitchford, DC Center for Independent Living.
Mary Kaler, Independent Living Specialist, RSA.
Hey, James.
Renee Carter, Ward 7 Community Advocate, and also Primetime Sister Circle member.
Thank you very much for asking.
Renee, are you a member of the Silk?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
Brittany Stuckey, DC SIL, ILS, also Ward 8 community member.
Okay,
I think my vote is to hire the guy.
okay.
So you could call him at any time you want. And you blow him.
Yvonne Smith, Silk member.
Okay, we'll do. I'll call him.
Oh, Robin Mendes New, also a Silk member.
Also notice that there are 2 other weeks during the month where he may need to come in like on a Wednesday.
Okay.
LaKenya, you said you were a Silk member as well?
Yes, I am a Silk member. Sorry about that.
I'm writing it down because like I said, we don't have it.
I'm Kathy Fleming, also a Silk member.
Okay, I have that for you.
Okay.
And Stuckey? Brittany Stuckey, are you a
Yeah.
Silk member?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And Mary is Independent Living. She's not a Silk member.
That's correct.
Kenya,
Okay.
Kenya, are you a Silk member?
I'm a little distracted. I'll call you back in about an hour.
Kenya, yes, I said I'm a Silk
Okay,
member.
okay.
I apologize if I mispronounced your name. And Mary, you are not a Silk member, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And Renee Cotler?
Yep.
Okay, so
I'm not a member. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry. You said yes?
No, I'm not a member.
Okay. I'm going to go over this. I'm not trying to take over. I'm just trying to do something so that we can have some order. So the Silk members are Renee Carter, Robin, Kathy.
Renee
LaKenya.
Carter is not a
Renee
Silk
Carter
member.
is not a Silk member. She just told you that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Kathy Fleming, LaKenya Stuckey. That's
And
it.
Robin.
Robin Mendez Newell.
Yeah,
Thank
she's
you.
a Silk member.
Okay. I'm
And
just trying to write this down so we have something while we get our officers together. So
Oh, and Kim is a Silk member too, but she's not on. She's not on today.
who?
Kim is a Silk member too, right?
Kim Bellamy, I put her in the chat, but she's not in on the call today. She has a doctor's appointment, but currently there's 4 Silk members on the call.
Yeah, Miss Brown is on the call, but she is calling in. She's not on the Zoom.
Okay, what's Miss Brown's first name?
Lynn Brown, she's a Silk member.
Thank you very much. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Damon Johnson is a Silk
Thinking
member
about-
as well.
There we go. Thank you, Damon.
Damon Johnson and Mr. Sims is a Silk member too. Is that correct?
Yep. The only one mandated.
No.
You like that, Damon, huh?
Okay. Richard Sims, Lynn Brown, LaKenya Stuckey, Kathy, and Renee. Okay.
No. Renee is
No,
not a
I'm
Silk
sorry.
member.
I got your name twice. That's why that happened. Okay. All right. So
I didn't hear you say Damon when you gave that list just now.
Damon Johnson. Yes, I have him checked. Thank you very much, Mr. Reese. Okay. We have nominations for officers.
Let's go down the list of just what's available, so people can know what they may want to nominate.
President or chairman of the Silk. That should be better. Chairman of the Silk. Secretary. That's the most important position. We don't handle any funds, so I don't, well, we could say treasurer, so treasurer as well. Vice chairperson. And the roles of those people would be, the chairperson's primary responsibility is to chair the meetings, to call the meetings, and to have an agenda. Vice chairperson would be the person to step in if the chairperson cannot perform those duties, or either temporarily if they're not there. Secretary is to take notes, minimally to at least see who is in the meeting, and to briefly describe what happened in the meeting. It's the most important position. Treasurer is the person who gives a financial report to the SILC. And that would probably be in cooperation with the state designated people who actually have the wherewithal to, I guess, write our checks. And if I've misspoken or there's something else I could add to that, if we had Robert's Rules of Order or something else, we can look at that to see what that is. But that's my general understanding of what those the duties of those, the bare minimum duties of that persons would be. Does anyone else have anything they would like to add to that at this time?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Even from our state designated, if you have anything that you would like to say about that I generally briefly describe those other responsibilities of those persons.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now, would anyone like to either nominate or put up someone for chair? I think that would be the first thing, so that we can proceed with the meeting. And we will go through all of the positions.
I nominate Robin Menendez for chair.
Okay, I second the nomination.
I think you have a hard worker, somebody who's willing to get out there, and she's in the community all the time, learning about the issues and the problems that people with disabilities have, and not just learning about them, trying to solve some problems. She's proven to be reliable. If you look up at a meeting and regarding disability services, you'll see Robin in the crowd.
Okay, is there any other nominations or volunteers for the chair? Okay, let's have a vote. All those for Robin, would you please raise your hand? You can go to the let's see, I can't see.
I'm in agreement. That's Kathy Fleming.
Okay, there's, if you go to the, if you're on the phone, you can say aye. If you're on a
Aye.
Aye.
two,
Give your name and say before you vote. Give your name.
Kathy Fleming, aye.
Richard Sims, aye.
Brittany Stuckey, aye.
McKenya Pitchford, aye.
Robin,
Lynn
you have,
Brown said aye.
Robin, you have a vote.
Oh, aye. Robin, aye.
okay.
Damon Johnson, aye.
I think Damon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we can make it by unanimously that Robin is now the chair of the SILC. And I will at this time hand over to the rest of the meeting so that they let other people.
Yvonne,
Yes,
Yvonne, it
yes.
may be very helpful with the experiences that you've had to be able to set a few moments with Robin and go over some of the issues that you think are prominent.
We can do that after this, but
I
let's,
don't mean, of course, I don't mean now.
okay. So we can go on, Robin. Do
Yes.
you feel comfortable in starting to share the meeting immediately? Or would you like me to speak with the rest of the office?
Would you like to continue with the voting for the board?
No, you are the chair now. I'm bowing to your will. Would you like
Oh,
me to,
okay.
or would you like to continue yourself?
Yes, okay. The next position is for vice chair nominations, please.
I'll nominate myself. For transitional purposes.
Any other nomination?
I nominate myself, Kathy Fleming.
Okay.
Okay.
I move we close the nomination.
Close the nomination. Let's take a vote. All in favor? Roll call of aye, please. Are those voting for Yvonne Smith?
I think we should close the voting and go on to the next person.
Kathy Fleming.
Kathy Fleming, aye.
Robin, aye for Kathy. Oh, excuse me.
Sorry, Lynn Brown, aye. Go ahead, Lynn. Say it. What's your name? Well, Lynn Brown said aye. LaKenya says aye.
Robin says aye for Kathy.
Brittany says aye for Kathy as well.
Aye.
Okay, I believe that's at least half of who's attending. Is that enough votes too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Kathy Fleming is now our vice chair.
Yeah.
Okay, next position is our secretary. Nominations, please.
I nominate Yvonne Smith.
Okay.
I second.
I decline
Okay.
Okay.
because of my disability issues. Okay.
She has declined. Is there any other nomination for secretary?
Nominate Brittany Stuckey.
Brittany.
Go ahead, Britt.
Any other nominations for secretary? Okay. Floor is open to vote for Brittany Sticky for secretary.
Kathy Fleming, aye for Brittany Stuckey. Sticky. Okay.
Robin, aye for Kathy Sticky.
Yvonne,
Brittany
Excuse me. For Brittany Sticky, excuse me.
Stuckey.
aye for Brittany Sticky, Yvonne Smith.
Aye for
LaKe-
Aye,
ahead.
Richard stands for Brittany Stuckey.
I, LaKenya Pitchford for Brittany Stuckey.
Stuckey. Okay. Are there any other ayes? The ayes have it. Brittany Stuckey is our new secretary. Okay. Next position is our treasurer.
Ain't got no money. I don't know why you never trained.
It might be coming. Let's live in the hope of the future. Leave the door open. Don't close it.
We still have the city's money.
Okay,
Silk-
now. Okay. All right.
The Silk does have a budget.
Okay. Thank you, Ms.
I
Bush.
nominate myself for treasurer.
Who was that?
Who's that?
Yvonne Smith.
Yvonne Smith? All right. Is there any other nominations for treasurer? Okay, floor is open for a vote for Yvonne Smith for our treasurer.
Aye, Richard Sims. Vote yes.
I, Robin, vote yes.
I, Bernice Stuckey, vote yes.
I, like Kenya Pitchford, vote yes for Yvonne Smith.
I, Kathy Fleming, vote for Yvonne Smith.
Okay, folks. Let's roll.
Okay, that's 5 votes. Is that enough?
Yep.
All right, and now we have Yvonne Smith as our treasurer, and we are finished with our nominations. We have done the welcome, so we'll go to number 2 for the agenda discussion of finalizing of the venue. Now, this venue is in regards to the up and coming conference for February 7th that has now been transferred over to be held at the Washington Plaza Hotel, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. The floor is open for discussion.
Well, we're gonna need, I'm not sure what happened to Darnice, but I think Darnice is the one that will, her, I guess, or Damien will probably be the ones to go over that, because it's gonna be governed around the public hearing. So, I mean, they would know more how to.
I was out of the room.
Excuse me, this is Darnice. I'm still on the line. I just didn't participate in the voting because I'm not a member of the SILC.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How you feeling, Darnice?
Pretty good, pretty good.
That's so good to hear. Prayers work, don't they?
Yes, they do.
And I'm gonna keep praying.
And thank you so much for all of your prayers.
Yes,
indeed. Keep praying for you too. Mm-hmm.
What hospital you in?
George Washington.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll come and see you.
I'm hoping that they'll spring me. I've been wanting to go home every day. I've been here since Monday.
Oh my.
So,
for shortness of breath and heart problems.
Lord Jesus. All right.
I'm fine. I'm
Just know you got a lot of support out here, girl.
Mm. Yes, you
do. And I appreciate it too.
Yeah.
Believe me.
All right, Chairperson.
Okay, so well, just ask me whatever questions or whatever you want to know.
Well, they just want to go. Let us know where we're at as far as what's going on with the public hearing and.
Yeah, because the flyer still says Kellogg Center, and we need to get that.
I know we had to change that.
Yeah,
that's gonna have to be changed.
Now, do you need?
But that's the only thing that needs to be changed.
Yeah,
that's because we never did a unofficial conference flyer. So we need an official conference flyer. But I talked to Deborah earlier, and we were talking about the logo that needs to go at the bottom, and she was saying that on the copy of the flyer that Damon had sent out, when she tried to copy the logo, it wouldn't come out clearly. So we have to try to resolve that issue.
Deborah who?
You're Deborah behind.
Okay, good enough. Good. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we need, remember,
my hand raised.
last
I have
time we did this, RSA had to do a purchase order, but this time, but the hotel didn't accept the purchase order. Do you need a check from us to secure this?
Yes, we do, and
How much?
I'm not sure exact amount because it would be like 1/3 of whatever. But we also need a purchase order too.
All right, if you can get that amount, I can do a check requisition and get that check over to the hotel.
Well, I spoke with Norma earlier today, and she said that she would send it to me because
Okay.
she said they're real busy because they're working on an inauguration, and she
Oh,
want to
that's
make
right.
sure that she would send it today.
Okay.
So,
Right, inauguration, yeah.
yeah, and then it'll be between you and Andy, and then we'll know how much to do the purchase order for, because we need to do that right away. Because the 7th is almost here.
Denise, I wish you
Yeah.
very well, but I hope on those you CC Mr. Sims or myself as treasurer in the event that you're incapacitated and we need those figures. So just suggest that CC Mr. Sims or myself and us be on that correspondence so that I know that if you're in the hospital, it's serious and I don't want you stressed.
Oh no, I mean I've been sending y'all everything that she sent me. So when she's gonna send me a copy of the contract in writing.
Okay.
And
right.
I mean, and
I
because
saw
it has
this
to be signed. And it will also indicate the exact amount that we need to pay down to hold the room for the 7th.
Okay.
And the balance will be what we need to get in touch with Andy for the purchase order.
Okay.
When will you have
So
that?
you'll get copies of all of that. She's gonna give me that today.
All right, okay. So as soon as I get it, I'll get a check over there.
Okay.
And also the technical support for the flyer. Will we be able to get that from the person you're working with, or is there another city entity that might be able to help us with the logo?
You breaking up.
I said, is there, will the person who is working with on the logo, will they be able to do that, or is there another entity that might provide us with technical support?
Well, Miss Payne was helping us on the flyer, and she had someone helping her. So I would assume so.
So I think Debbie did end up finding a logo that wasn't as warped as the one that we did have, but I don't have my work computer, so I could check tomorrow when I'm in the office. But I think that Debbie did end up finding one that wasn't as warped.
Well, I had talked to her a little earlier before the meeting, and she was saying that when she tried to copy it, because that logo has all 3 entities, the SILC, the center, and DC government in the logo, but she was saying that it wouldn't copy clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, see, the only one I had, they
so.
were separate. So got you, understood. Okay.
And Darnice, yeah.
Yeah, the one that we had has all of them attached in a ribbon style at the bottom, but we haven't been able to make it clear.
Can you hear me?
So.
It's Debbie.
Barely.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
A little bit.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. So the flyer you sent us, I tried to copy it and it comes up blurry. So I did not send to Brittany that copy. I think it's whatever I sent to her was just the regular logos. But I don't know if you guys have all of them, RSA as well. I don't remember. I think I sent you the silk one, right, Brittany?
Yeah, so I have the silk and I have the DC Silk logo. The only one I don't have is the DDS logo.
Yeah, so we are not able to use that banner because it comes up blurry when you copy it from an unoriginal document. So we'll just need to have the RSA logo and just recreate, because all it is the 3 logos together, right?
Right.
Well, I have one,
Yeah,
Debbie,
it
that
is.
I have one that this Kathy Fleming. I have one that I sent to the the place that's gonna make our bags. I don't know if that's clear enough. I was forwarded to you all so you can take a look at it.
Please do. Please, that may be very helpful.
Well, the flyer that has the announcement of the public hearing has a clear DC government one.
Oh, it's
So
Andy.
somebody could blend the three.
Andy, you could send it to me. That's
Andy
fine.
just put in the chat to whom should he send the RSA logo. That's the
Yeah,
purpose of having
if
everybody
you
on this
send it to
call.
me, I'll make sure
Yeah, because
RT.
it's actually on the public hearing one. And the public hearing one needs to be changed
Andy
for
said,
the address to the Washington Plaza. That's the
Yes,
only thing that needs to be changed on it.
the website for DDS has the wrong information on there too. It still says Kellogg Center.
Yeah, and that's the one that needs to be updated.
Mm-hmm.
It just needs the only change is the address.
Yes.
So I think Ms. Payne is going to take care of that.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Darnice, what about the distribution
Yeah.
of the information so people know that it is the location of the day? How will that go?
Well, as far as I know, Ms. Payne is going to take care of paying for the use of the event site for the SILC.
I'm talking about the
And so that way we would advertise that way, and we would also have to advertise through the Centers Network and the DC Government's Network, evidently.
Landing my plane.
So as far as I know. So we need to really jump on this. So as soon as Norma, the young lady that is representing Washington Plaza, gets back to me, I'll send those things out to you. But it's going to take all of us to expedite having sending out an invitation and letting people know that it's going to be on the 7th, because that's almost it.
Yeah.
Do you all still feel comfortable with the date of the 7th?
Well, I think it was said it has to be on the 7th
we don't have a choice.
in order for us to get those public comments.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
We gotta
was.
go with it. We gotta go with it. Yeah. Let's get it done.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about the transitional discussion? You have one of the on the agenda is discussion topic for the transition portion of the conference.
Well, Damon has sent an email out, I believe yesterday, about some ideas and thoughts about the transitional youth portion of the conference, and I directed him to LaShawn Clark, who leads our transition youth team here at DC SILC. And so they've already had a plan out schedule for the transitional youth. And then Damon has sent back, I believe RSA has speakers or something like that.
So,
I don't know who those
so
speakers
Yeah,
are.
they have a
So
workshop as well.
if I can interject, so I was talking to our transition program manager, Miss Robinson, who's new, and she suggested that because every year they RSA helps with transition, so she suggested that we do a segment plus like self advocacy around the WIOA, um WIOA. So
What is
um
WIO?
That's the Work Investment Opportunities.
Workforce and Investment Opportunity Act. And so I said that I would have a meeting with you all to see what you guys think about having two presenters or two sessions about self-advocacy to help out with the trend with the youth.
That sounds good, but I believe that one of our main what we're trying to get out of the whole event is public comments. So if it can happen based on the plan that we have for transitional youth to make sure we get their comments for the spill. And so I'm suggesting that the speaker doesn't take all the time in that for the first half and the second half, and to leave time for the public comment that we have scheduled for the transition youth, at least for the first 15 minutes for both sessions. And then we can have the plan that we have to bring in the youth to do. We already had the breakout with them to get those public comments in. So if you all agree, we can still have those speakers, but at least the first 15 minutes.
Or you can break out and have separate workshops.
Yeah.
too,
Let me just interject
because
something.
you have the space for that.
If I can,
Okay.
I want to interject something here. I have two visually impaired people on my staff that are members of the SILC. And I think it's important
Mhm.
that when we go into these venues, we talk about lighting. There is such a thing in visual impairment as transition from dark to light and from light to dark, where people with visual impairments are actually totally blind during that period. So when we go to the hotel, we have to be concerned about the types of lighting that we're having. You know, those of us who are in wheelchairs or in canes or other types of disabilities, we don't understand that sometimes people with low vision, with visual impairments, have difficulty going from those transitions, and with inadequate lighting, it makes their lives much more difficult. Am I right, LaKenya?
But
Okay.
Kenya, what about this? I'm just throwing it out as a brainstorm. If people do break out into groups, if that's part of the format, then when they come back as a whole, that's when they would have the public comment. What do you think about that? That way, it would be easier for us to record and show that you actually have input, and also people will have a way to think about and work out those things like you. Um, what do you
I
think?
I get that, but I think the whole point of us separating it from the general session is because transitional youth have different issues than the regular, the regular adults. So that's why we wanted to have their time to um get their needs written out and stuff like that. It sounds, I mean, maybe it could be doable, but this is why we separated them from the
Yeah.
general, because their needs probably going to be slight differently than the rest of the adults.
I remember last year when we did that, they didn't have any problem speaking up.
It's
But
not about being speaking up. It's about having them in the same group as their peers, brainstorming
They
and
were.
so I'm not suggesting that they not do that. Never
okay.
mind. I was just
This is why I'm just saying this is why we separated it.
okay.
Um,
You know the
I mean,
population that
if it can work in the general,
I think the segregation is necessary. I think too often that youth kind of subjugate themselves to the ideas of adults. And so what I think this is what's important here is what we hear from the youth, what their ideas are, what their concerns are, and how they can be included in this bill.
okay. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that that's I'm just saying that's how they can organize. It also is a thing of learning to organize.
Uh-huh.
But if that has worked in the past and it's worked well, I bow to your expertise, the population. I understand that sometimes that occurs, but also it helps them to organize to come back and do that. So
Yeah.
uh,
I think,
let that
Yvonne, since
let
this is the first
done.
time that this is actually the first time that we're giving the youth an opportunity to give some input, I think that's tremendous, and I think it should be done among their peers. Period.
I think another thing that we're not speaking on is that the way that you present information to youth is going to be a little different than you would for adults. And so I think the plan that the youth team came up with was also how they present information in a way that's digestible. And so that would be different as well.
Okay, so they came up with this themselves already.
Well, I think we know that. That's why we always have a separate part for the youth. So, you know, I think that the organizers should just take into consideration that they're going to do more than one workshop. You know, to do a couple of workshops and then the youth can choose. But we want their opinions, period, about, you know, what they think about services in the city and all of that. So, you know, so that we can record it. But I think that the center is going to have to just work with the transition unit because they had new staff and try to come up with a way to present two different ideas within the amount of time that we had, so that we'll be able to, you know, have as much information about transition going forward as possible. That's the only thing I can recommend.
Yeah. I think Andy's comments are right on time. That the workforce issues should be separate and that we should be talking about IL for you. Yeah. Andy's comments, I think it's very important that youth learn about IL services. We have a lot of education available about workforce. This is supposed to be about IL, the IL philosophy, history, services, etc. Okay. Yeah. Right on time, Andy.
Yeah, and then remember that we do have the exhibit tables. So, you know, you can have additional information on that.
Okay.
Or you could also have surveys or something like that too, as well. I mean, you know, use those to distribute that information.
And that's why we need to. That's why we need this, Kathy Fleming. That's why we need to get a separate flyer because I want to be able to send it to some of these vendors because they need to have something to present to their supervisors.
Okay, well, we've done letters before, so I guess we'll have to do that. We still have enough information from previous letters to do that for vendors.
Yeah, because I know we can tell them to go to the website, but it's just easier just to send it out to them and inviting them to it. I think it's easier that way.
Yeah, well, that's what we did in the past.
Yeah.
If you know, we can work on a letter. You know, you should have a letter from last year, actually.
I do.
For vendors.
I mean, I got to look at it. I'll look at it.
So we could just revise it. That's all, and send that out.
I'll look at it to yeah when I get off the phone because I got to go through this computer. Don't have the same thing as the other.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question about registration. I think our previous meeting was, I think Charlisa was saying something about they use some type of registration format for their tech summit. So I don't know if we're gonna use that or another platform, but you know, that should be considered of registering consumers.
At this point, LaKenya, with all due respect, we just at this point where when people come, they're going to register at the table. That's my thinking because I don't know how we're going to set it up. We only have what a week, a couple of weeks at the most to get it in, and then we're inviting people every day. So I don't know at this point if it's not anything in place. When people come, they're just going to register at the table.
Yeah, I was just wanting to make sure whatever we had and nothing be left off.
Right,
left
I got
off
you.
with
I
this
understand what you're
registration,
saying.
but you know, I mean,
Why can't we use site or Google? so we get a good amount of knowing who is there. I mean, everybody doesn't do that, but could we use Invite or one of those platforms or a group platform?
I
I
didn't
mean,
hear what you said.
you can do that, but you can probably set something up. But for the people that we've already spoken with and invited, they're just just agreed that they're going to come, and we do have some names of people that I know that I've written down that I've spoken with, inviting them. But I don't know if they're going to go back and go to a website and register for it.
I'm
Because
not saying I'm saying for
Well,
us.
I mean, you can do both. If RSA is paying for the event space through the DC government, then some people can register that way.
okay.
But and that will generate a list. But people can
Hmm.
register at the door as well. I
You
mean,
know
at this
what?
late date.
Show up
Yeah,
and
they can do both,
But
register
I mean,
online and
I,
in
I
person.
would kind of need both to try to
Yeah.
keep up with the number. So I think that'll work.
so
And then word of mouth has always helped us in the past. So I wouldn't knock that out. So when do y'all want to get well, I guess y'all need to decide when y'all gonna get back together to talk about the plans or whatever. But
So,
because
Which
by the end
plans?
of the day I should know about the money part and all of that, but to actually do the workshop parts and all of that, the members gonna have to get together to do that.
all right, so what charge are you giving? What do we have to do? Um, so we can get organized about doing it?
Well, basically for transition, somebody needs to work with Damon and the transition unit,
We have
whoever is in charge of doing
we have a
the
transition.
transition part
Yeah,
at
we have
the center.
Yeah,
a transition
yeah,
team.
that
Go ahead,
yeah.
Lieutenant.
So LaShawn's already have Damon's phone email, and we can get those connections with our team here. I think the one biggest thing is the adults session. We haven't even talked about that. So we definitely need to.
Good
And
point.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
thought that the adult section was basically going to be around getting their ideas and for
True, but we
the.
need to format it
Oh,
somehow.
yeah.
I was gonna work with the adult part as far as promoting advocacy and working with the motor office to see if they can provide speakers or whatever to come in and express how important it is for citizens to provide their input.
No, I don't think we
So
need motor. Motor will just add mud to the water. I don't think MOTA knows about independent living services. I think more than anything, what we need to find out is we need somebody at the beginning tell us what the charge is, and as we invite people to this meeting, we should be telling people all along, whether it's LaShawn telling the youth that she's inviting, Damon telling the people that he's inviting, all of us, we're telling them the purpose of being there. We are developing a state plan for the next 3 years that it will impact your life significantly as a person with a disability. What do you have to say about that plan? What input do you want to give? I think that's the approach we have to take. And particularly with the youth, get that message out to them clear and concise. And hey, what do you want to take place? What do you want? And remember the mantra, nothing about us without us. The youth should have that memorized. Go around with it on their t-shirts. Nothing about me without me. Otherwise, this
Right.
whole movement is going to spin out of control and away from the people with disabilities who should be controlling it.
Yeah, that is true.
I see it coming. So, LaKenya, LaShawn, I know LaShawn's with you. I want LaShawn and LaKenya, you guys get with Damon.
Okay.
And I want you to put a heavy emphasis on making it clear why these youth are coming to this thing, why they're coming, and why it's important for them to be there. You got to go get the people from kindergarten. Go get them.
Okay.
This is too critical for them to miss out on. And we've never really done this before. All the years that I've been here, we've never engaged the youth with disabilities in this city about services that we provide for them. Now, they maybe did it on the DD side,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
never remember doing it on the IL side.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we have our charge, folks. I think the big thing right now is getting people there and making sure that we're getting the information to them and what we want them to do. We want you to express what services you need. And you know, it might be good to feed people too. You could have a list of suggested services and say, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
You're right, Mr. Sims. The biggest thing is getting people there.
Yeah.
That's one of our biggest things.
Yeah,
Because
because they listen when they come.
we can plan, but if nobody is that there, the planning don't mean nothing.
Thank you.
That's true.
All right. So is there a charge that we should, each of us should have? What do you want me to do besides write a check?
I think maybe we'll come back Tuesday with a definite plan of how we want our workshops or what we want out of the whole thing and how we plan to get it.
Okay.
Well,
Or
one of the
maybe
things,
sometime Tuesday.
something about getting there, one thing throughout your networks is to let people or suggest to them transportation modes they might use to get to the unit. If that's an
Yeah,
issue. I don't know that
I'm putting me on the
I'm sorry, Robin. I can't hear what you said. Can you repeat that, please?
I
Robin
didn't
didn't.
hear it either.
Robin didn't speak.
That was
That
Darnice.
was Yvonne. I didn't
Darnice.
hear it.
what might be helpful if someone kind of intimated that there might be a problem with getting people there is that the people that you reach out to let them know about different transportation modes they can use. Even if on the back of the flyer, having the number, the bus or subway stop that's near there. And I would still encourage people, even if they know about it, to RS, because as Andy put in there, we're giving them breakfast and lunch. You want to, you want to have a, you want to have enough people. I remember last year when the youth showed up late, that was because they went to their school and somebody transported. So I'm just suggesting that since he said, how can he help? That's one of the ways is to ask the people when you're recruiting them to come and say, how are you getting it? Because if they all go to their school and then wait for someone to take them, they're going to be late.
And that's
So,
something that I think that Damon can work out. Damon and LaShawn can find out because they're specifically involved with youth. I think they can find out from the people that they're inviting how
the
they.
same for adults too. I'm just suggesting that what can you do? One thing someone said that getting there was so I was just
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, folks. Anything else?
What time on Tuesday? Because me and LaShawn have an engagement at 11, so if it is, hopefully it's in the afternoon.
One, two.
Can I ask just how much outreach has been done already? I mean, LaShawn, talking to people, how much information have we disseminated about this already without a public, uh, change of venue?
And
Well, I've been contacting schools with just this week. So we had the meeting this week, and then I started contacting schools this week. So special education coordinators. Also, I have a list of like different community centers. But we just said what the location would be announced later. We just told them the date and like what it would
Great,
be about. But I didn't have a flyer, so we just came up like with a
great,
generic email. But that's how we were trying to get the flyer too, because a lot of the schools were asking for flyers.
good.
So
That's exactly. Okay, so that should be the number one priority, getting this flyer out.
Yes, 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 and yes.
Okay. And we'll have the appropriate venue on there and we have the date and everything. That should be, let's see, who can be responsible for that? We have to have that logo from DDS. All right, LaKenya, Brittany,
yes.
can you be responsible for making sure we get the logo from DDS so we can go ahead and copy everything that's on that flyer on a new flyer with the DDS logo?
Yep, got you.
I've already asked someone to send it to Debbie today.
Okay. All right, Brittany, you interface with Debbie then, okay?
Can we have it, can we request the mayor put it in her
Okay.
little letter that she has, comes out once a week?
Say that again?
The mayor has a little new e-letter that comes out like a once a week. So if we request that the office that put a little blurb in there about it, but maybe a link or something, can we have it put on the RSA site?
I don't know. I don't know.
Andy, is that something that's possible? That we put it on
I
the
will
RSA?
ask, I will ask our communications person. I don't know. I don't know how they select what goes in that, if it's just things that the mayor's involved in, but I will ask our communications person.
Have
Seeing
we
a lot of,
invited?
I'm seeing a lot of ads about you guys on TV, Andy, and on the radio.
Have we invited her? Even if she doesn't come, she might send her representative.
Anybody who the mayor? All right, folks. Anything else?
Okay, I had to excuse myself. This is Darnese.
Hi, this is, oh,
I'll
sorry.
get back to Richard and Andy and Yvonne, the treasurer, so later today.
All right, let me know. What I will need from you
Yeah.
is a hard copy of the amount with the amount that you want from me so that I can go ahead and make that check requisition.
Yeah, she's gonna include that in the information that she's sending.
Okay, all right, good
So,
enough. I'll get that check done right away.
okay.
Hi,
Okay,
this
thank
is
you.
Charlisa. I had to sign out in the middle of the meeting a little bit earlier. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't any needs or follow-ups from me while I may have been off of the call.
The only follow-up is that the flyer for public hearing needs to have a new address, the Washington Plaza on it. And that
The
And
it has
our
Washington
agency
Plaza
website needs
address.
to be updated.
And then the other thing is to try to the logo needs to be updated.
So you want us to update the blast for the flyer for the public forum to update it to be held at the Washington Plaza versus the Kellogg Center,
Yeah,
same time and everything?
yeah. Same
Okay,
date time, yeah.
okay.
Could
And what
I,
was the
excuse
second
me,
update?
there was a note, the first notice I received through email said from 8:30 to 6 p.m. Was there a reason why it was extended to 6 p.m.? Because it usually is from 8:30 to 3. Is it 8:30 to 3 or 8:30 to 6 p.m.?
It's supposed to be 8:30 to 5.
8:30 to 5?
They
Okay.
go on the calendar, but maybe they put us in Joy Evans. I don't know.
Yeah, and the reason that it's always put 8:30 to 5 is because counselors used to get credit, CIUs or whatever, CEIs or CEUs. They used to get educational credit based on that 6 to 8 hour day, and that was the only reason. So you can.
Okay.
The ICUs.
So, and they're actually not coordinating that now. So I mean, you can choose the time. It just needs to be a full day. So do you want it to be 8:30 to 4:30 or 8:30 to 5 or what? Well, everybody's on the line so that it can be changed. It's just
Never the one about selling.
I think 4:30, 8:30 to 4:30.
okay, that's fine. Just as long as everybody's on the same page about the time. Because once you change, you don't want to change it anymore.
And then you said I think I heard someone in the background mention something about a logo from us, possibly.
EDS logo.
Yeah, the flyer that Damon sent out had the logo that we always use when it's the combined conference between the Senator SILC and the agency. And it has like a ribbon at the bottom where it says DC SILC, DC Center, and it says DDS, and it also indicates the mayor's logo under that. And
Someone
we were
indicated
trying to copy it, and it's not coming out clear.
Andy's sending a copy over to Debbie.
someone indicated they want to have
Yeah.
some made, and they need the logo too. Someone on the call said they're gonna have some bags made.
Oh, that's
That
Kathy.
was me. That was me.
That's us.
That's Kathy Fleming.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you would, so the
Yeah,
logo
so we
that
need a clear copy of the
You
logo.
need a clear copy of the logo for me so I can send it to them.
And
Is
Andy
the-
said he's sending it over, Kathy, to
I
Debbie.
will. I will.
it's the DDS logo that you're looking for?
Yeah, the one Andy's gonna send over to Debbie.
We need all three clear logos.
Kathy?
Yeah, it's all three when it's
It'll be an
combined.
electronic copy that people can
And
use.
it was sample of that was the one that Damon sent out. From a copy that was dated 2023.
I had one of them.
Okay.
So we were wondering if Ms. Payne could help,
Yeah, I just
but in some way it needs to be clear
this
or
one was clear.
combined or whatever.
All right, I'm leaving it in Andy's hands to send that over to Debbie. We'll see what we got.
All right.
Okay.
Donnice, before you leave, LaKenya asked the question, what time for Tuesday? This coming Tuesday?
Oh, I don't care. What's easier for everybody? Is 12 good?
No,
No,
she has an appointment.
I have an
11?
appointment.
Oh,
I
go ahead.
I will hope that it's about 2:00, 1:32.
Okay, that's fine with me.
I mean,
Is
if it's
2 o'clock agreeable to other people?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
2 o'clock?
The majority of people go for 2?
Yay.
We'll go with 2.
Okay, Robin.
And we'll ask Miss Payne to send out the email follow up for Tuesday.
All right, folks.
I'm sorry, you say you want me to schedule a
Tuesday
meeting
at 2
for
o'clock.
Tuesday?
Yes, for 2 o'clock.
Yes, at 2.
To make sure all that has been said, that the changes will be made. They have got the information in regards to the purchase order, the check for the 1/3, and what else needs to be appropriated for the
Right.
rest of.
And will this be just a 100% virtual meeting on Zoom?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And we have covered all the agenda. You all just went with the flow because you included the transportation, then you got to the conference flyer. So we have covered all the
Yeah, we
agenda.
actually have new officers too. Make sure that
Oh
you
yes,
know that the
we
SILC
have
has new officers.
I took
An
notes.
interim
So
election took
let
place.
me. So I took notes of the positions. So just to confirm, for the chair, that would be Robin D. Mendez Newell, right?
right.
It's the
Vice.
chair or the president. Really, they just say president, but the president is the chair.
Okay. Then we have vice chair. That's Kathy Fleming.
yep.
Yeah.
We have I'm sorry. What was that?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have Secretary Brittany Stuckey, and then we have the Treasurer, Yvonne Smith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's everybody, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Alrighty.
I just want to
Okay.
mention that I tried to pull the logo again and it doesn't look as blurry, so it could potentially just work. The one I sent it to our team here, but I can also send it to you if you want to look at it,
Yeah.
Bernice.
Send it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
I second.
I second.
I second.
Been second and moved.
Oh, I third.
Yeah, okay, folks. Third this.
I thank you very much for everyone participating and making it to this meeting, and hope to see who is available to be on Tuesday's meeting at 2 p.m.
Thank you. Look,
Thank you so much.
send me an email
Okay.
when you're available so we can meet separately for the other piece that they want us to do.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations, Robin.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Robin.
Congrats, Robin. Congrats.
Thank you.
Brittany.
Congratulations to everybody.
Woo!
All right. God bless you.
Everyone have a
folks.
great
I'll talk to
day.
you later. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.